This is video 4 of 11 as we continue on up Highway 63 towards Sneedville. We're on the eastern side of Highway 25E. To bring you up to date, we're doing a complete trip, and full disclosure, when I started to do this video, my intention was to take Highway 63 all the way to Sneedville. Highway 63 goes to Sneedville. And I've only been up through here about 4 times. I wasn't using my GPS, and I checked the map before I left the house. I had my wife with me. We were talking. I saw the Highway 63 turn left, and I said, 63 doesn't turn left. I knew it turned sharp right somewhere up through here. So we went straight, and we got on a state highway and went into Tazwell through the back way. So once we had gotten committed on the other road, I decided to continue with my mistake. So when we passed the road sign that says 63, where it points left, and we go straight, I have never been on that road before in my life. And it comes out on Highway 63 when my wife and I would go to North Carolina. There's 2 traffic lights there fairly close together. One of the traffic lights is for Highway 25E, and the other traffic light is for this road that we're going to come out on, that I had always wondered. When I saw that traffic light, I thought, oh, I wonder where that road goes. Well, now I know, and now you know. I'm sorry I didn't take you all the way to Sneedville, but we can do that at another time. This country, this Powell Valley, I've said it in the other videos, but you can't find a prettier place in the world than Powell Valley, Tennessee and East Tennessee. There's not a whole lot I can say about this part of the trip because, as you can see, there's not a lot of population in this area. You run into areas like to the right there, someone has placed some trailers over there in that bottom. But as a general rule, there's not a lot of houses grouped together. A lot of old farmhouses. You can imagine how many houses off of some of these side roads. But look at that cliff there on the left. I don't know how old this road is, but if you've never been up through here on 63, that would make you a good road trip. It's not that far away if you live in and around Campbell County. Of course, now we're in Claiborne County. I think Sneedville's in Hancock County. But some beautiful countryside up through here. It's not a lot of traffic. This is around noon when we came up through here. It's the 21st of September 2018. It's starting to get into the evening because we're going east now, and you can tell that the sun is going down on the horizon. So it's well past noon. And if I remember correctly, when we came back through LaFollette and Jacksboro, the school zones were just starting to open up. So when we came back in, it must have been around 2:30 or 3 o'clock. This series of videos, 11 videos, will cover the complete distance that we covered on the 21st of September without any gaps. So there might be a gap of like 5 or 6 seconds because we pulled into a drive-in restaurant there in LaFollette, and the person operating the window was asking me about YouTube, and I told them, I said, I won't get you on YouTube. So I cut that portion out. I didn't cut out the portion. That road right there, there's a place called Heavy's, and it's down on the Powell River. There's a school down there. If you cut down through there, there's kind of a roundabout way to get there. If you've never been to Heavy's, that is the most unusual place. It's so unusual, I can't even tell you about it. You'll just have to go see for yourself. It's called Heavy's, and it's in Claiborne County. Look it up on your, it's up on the Powell River. I think they have an outfitter there where they rent canoes. They'll take you up and let you come back down the Powell River. But the restaurant is one of the most unique places that you'll ever see, and it reminds me of walking in a chicken coop. a lot of screen wire. But some of the people, when they have people to come from out of town, they tell them that they're going to take them to this real fancy restaurant, and they go down there on the river and everything, and then they take them out to this chicken coop. But they have barbecue, and every time I've been there, the food is great. Of course, if you're there in a thunderstorm, it has a tin roof, and the sides are chicken wire, so I don't like to be in there in a thunderstorm. But anyway, if you've never heard of it, and you want a unique place to go, I guess you could say this is a free commercial for Heavy's, as if they needed it, which they don't need a commercial. Because if you're going to Heavy's, you're going there anyway. We continue on up 63, and as you can see, it's kind of sparsely populated up through here. Pretty country. There's not a lot I can say because I don't really know that much about this area. Back there where I was telling you where you cut to Heavy's, now I've been on that portion of 63 quite a few times because when I'd come up with our friends from Sunday school, we would go down 25E, and just before you go across the Powell River, we'd cut left, but the road is so narrow. It's a spooky road. And we would go that way, and then we would come back out where I showed you and go down 63. So I've been on that portion of 63 several times, but now this portion I haven't. And that turnoff on 63 that goes to Sneedville is on, I was checking yesterday, and it's on video 5 of 11. So if you watch video 5, I'll tell you where it's at. Most of these videos of the 11, this is 4 of 11, I can't really remember where they end. So if we're going up through here and I'm telling you about something and the video just cuts off, you'll know that I had forgotten where the thing ended. But I'm going to try to maintain my location if I possibly can. And what I was telling you, I did these 11 videos in series without any gaps other than, other than 4 or 5 seconds. I'm using a GoPro with a 64 gig SD card, and that SD card will run approximately 4.5 hours. Look at this pretty church here on the right. Look how groomed it is. That's beautiful. You find a lot of pretty places up through here. It has a branch running in front of it. I'm sure when it rains, little branch probably gets out of its banks. But a trip to Sneedville on 63, or if you want to go the route that I did, my mistaken route, and come into Tazwell this way, that's a pretty trip too. But if you're looking for a day trip, I can't remember exactly how long this trip took us. It was over 2 hours, but under 4 hours. And these, I'm going to say the videos are approximately 15 minutes each. They're a little more than that. But if they were 15 minutes each in 11 videos, do the math. The thing about breaking them up into 15 or 11 videos is you don't have to set in one setting, and if you're interested in these road videos, you can come back at a later date. I've got them listed as I compile them and copy them out to YouTube. I'm putting them in a playlist. So if you go into my YouTube account, Nothing But History, when you go into that account, you'll find a playlist. And if you click on that playlist, it will list all the videos that I have placed in that playlist. And if you happen to come in and all 11 are there, you know you came in long after I had these videos uploaded. And today is I think it's the 1st of November, and this video was done the 21st of September, and I'm just now getting it compiled, and I'll upload this one today, and I'll try to upload one more if possible. But eventually I'll have them out there, Lord willing. We continue on up 63. As we go into the sun, the GoPro is compensating for the extra light and kind of gives, let me look here, I think we're getting ready to end. I believe, I tell you what, I'm going to stop jabbering for a little while. No, I don't think this is the place. There's a house on the right when this video gets to close to ending. And I don't want to be talking when the video ends. It sure is pretty. If a person wanted to really get away from it all, I don't know if you can even purchase any of this land up here. But if I was wanting to be even more of a hermit than I am, I would come up here and find me a place and build me a log cabin. I have one friend on Facebook that watches my road videos that likes them, but he's getting close to retiring. He's in the process of building a nice home on Norris Lake, and he'll be moving to Campbell County. He'll be one of many that do that. If you get on the lake, that's what I'd like to do next, is find a boat and just go up and down the lake with my GoPro like this in the car and do some videos. I may do that next summer when the lake gets full again, or just as it starts to fill. The thing about doing a video like this in the summer is there's so much foliage you can't see back off into the woods. Your views are blocked, although you can see how pretty it is by going through here in the summertime. And now in the spring, I may do this exact route again when the foliage is at its peak. I bet that would be beautiful. That'd be a good idea. But what I'll do then is I won't make the wrong mistake and go and bypass 63. that time I'll go to Sneedville. That's what I'll do. When the foliage gets out there, all the pretty colors, I'll do this trip again and we'll go to Sneedville. But I'll come the exact same route, and you can compare this video with the fall video, and you can see all the pretty colors through here. I'd say that this fall is going to be beautiful. We've had so much moisture, and it looks like the trees are just loaded with leaves. It's one of the first times in a long time that when I look at the mountain, I don't see any bare spots. It's just lush and beautiful. I can't say enough about East Tennessee. It's beautiful. Look at that pretty church. I bet that's an old church. You can probably stop the video and read the signs, because I'm recording at 60 frames per second, which will give you the ability to stop the video and read most of the signs. The faster your frames per second, the more you can go into slow motion. I'm sure we're getting close to the end of this video. Let me touch my mouse here and see if it pops up the time. Yeah, it's 16:38, and this video is about 17 something. So you'll see me up here swerve to miss some roadkill in the road, and when I swerve around to keep from hitting it with my automobile, that's when this video ends. And you can see me swerve back in video number 5. So that's what we'll use to determine the end of this video. And it's coming up here shortly. I think it's up top of this hill, or let's see. There it comes.